How's everyone doing? Today I'm going to be doing a Blu-ray collection update with all horror pickups. This is a combined kind of haul right here, 9 pickups. If you've seen any of them, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these is your favorite as well. Leave me those comments down below. And I believe I've shown most of these in previous updates, but I want to do a combined one like this. I feel like whenever I do the combined ones, you guys tune in a little bit more. So there you go. It's not like a massive haul. Like sometimes I'll do those ones where it's, for the past like 3 weeks or something, the ones that I've gotten, it's like, 16, 20, something like that. So a smaller one here, but some really cool sets in here. Some really great additions. First up is Silent Hill, based off of the video game. Let me know what your favorite video game adapted movie is. Don't say Super Mario Brothers. But yeah, this one actually I think is one of the better ones out there. I feel like there's not a lot of great ones, like Resident Evil, the first one. I like the second one to that too, but then after that it got way too derivative. And I also think like the first Mortal Kombat movie was pretty good. Some people could say Tomb Raider, things like that, but I dig this one. It's not a perfect movie by any means. There's some effects issues, and I feel like some editing issues here and there towards the end, but it does have some creepy scenes. The nurse, and then, the big triangle pyramid head guy right there. Yeah, the nurse scene is super freaking creepy. And then the ending too, I definitely had some issues with that. But I do like this one overall. The sequel, not so much. I thought the sequel had some good atmosphere and a couple creepy moments, but overall, I just kind of fell flat. This one I think is definitely the better of the two. This is the new Scream Factory release, and newly commissioned artwork, some special features. I definitely think that artwork is awesome. I, switched up the interior. You have the reversible artwork in here, which I think is cool. You get the 2-disc edition, and then you can reverse it. A lot of the companies are starting to do that now, but Arrow Video I think was like one of the first ones I remember doing that on a regular basis. So I definitely appreciate when they have the reversible artwork like that. So you can have like the newly commissioned artwork, and then I think that looks awesome too. I like just taking that out and just looking at that as like such a huge discrepancy. You got all this awesome color and artwork jumping out at you, and then this kind of like monochromatic, just spooky shot. I dig it. But yeah, they have this adopted daughters having these like visions of Silent Hill, and they're checking out Silent Hill, and it's crazy, and all these weird things are happening, and then it is so atmospheric. I love that about this film. But then you find a little bit more about the backstory of the town, and then how it ties into the little girl, the adopted daughter, Sharon, and the ending to this, I had an issue with the ending. I wanted more from that. I just didn't feel like it worked as great as it could have. There's certain issues with the climax as well. I feel like it's a messy movie, but there's some really good creepy moments in here. Some uber creepiness going on in there. So I dig this one, even though, again, I have issues with certain aspects of it. Next up is Alien. This is the 4K edition. This is the 40th anniversary edition. This blew me the heck away. I think this looks amazing. To me, way better than the Blu-ray. So much more detailed. The colors, the darkness, all the blacks, the shadowing, everything looks so much better to me. Some good special features in here as well. You also have the theatrical version and then the director's cut too, and audio commentary, deleting extended scenes. Again, this was like watching a brand new movie. I love the heck out of this one. This has really nice like hollow foil. You can kind of get it. You see it right there, right? If I put it like flat like that, you're not going to see it, but you see a little bit, but when it catches the light, it looks so awesome. So I dig the slipcover on that too. But an all-time classic sci-fi horror film. I think Aliens is my favorite of the franchise, then Alien. Even, the recent one, Covenant, wasn't the biggest fan of that, but Prometheus, I love Prometheus. A lot of people complained about it, but I feel like they were expecting like xenomorphs to be jumping around and going crazy, but no, they give you a lot more to fill in of the backstory and stuff like that, and it could be considered, I don't think it's a slow burn really, but there's some dramatic pacing, and I love the climax to it. I thought the pacing was perfect for it, but yeah, Covenant, I feel like they were trying to oh, you want more xenomorphs jumping around? Here you go. And it just didn't work in that one for me. But love this film, just an all-time classic. And I was just blown away by how amazing this looked on 4K. Incredible. For me, one of the better horror movies out as far as, transfer for 4K. Let me know what your favorite horror movie on 4K is, or your favorite, I guess, release on 4K for horror. Because again, it might be a great movie, but the transfer might not be quite as good. But I think the transfer here is amazing. And one good thing is, other countries could get a release on 4K, and it's region free. Like, for the upcoming Dawn of the Dead, and there was like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K, and like I want to say maybe Germany for that one, and Dawn of the Dead was the UK. But I've heard some issues with people trying to get the Dawn of the Dead one with, everything going on in the world. So it's been hard to, I guess, get that to be shipped over here. I don't think it's out quite yet. It got pushed back, delayed. But yeah, there's been a lot more horror movies coming to 4K recently, and I definitely appreciate that. Initially, there weren't many at all. So the very first movie that got me into 4K was actually The Shallows, a great character-driven shark attack movie with Blake Lively. I watched the Blu-ray of it first, and I thought it was great. Then I watched the 4K, and I was just blown away, the clarity, the detail. So that got me kind of hooked for 4K. Next up is Manny, which is the Steelbook right here, and with Nicolas Cage and Andrea Riseborough from Panos Cosmatos. And I dig the artwork choice too for that, and kind of about like this crazy religious cult, and it's a revenge tale essentially. Nicolas Cage is just awesome in this movie. This movie is an acid trip of a film, which is kind of fitting for some of the stuff that goes on here. I will say the ending, it felt like it was, going on a little bit too long for some of the finale, essentially the climactic, and it just kind of lost a little bit of the punch right there. But I still dig this movie. It kind of feels like an 80s action throwback. And I like there's like a temporary like tattoos right here too, including the commercial here for the Cheddar Goblin, which I think is hilarious. And then I'll go ahead and show you the interior too, Blu-ray DVD combo pack. But I dig when they have interior artwork for the Steelbooks. Sometimes they don't, so I appreciate that big time. Nice little added touch. But yeah, I really enjoyed the heck out of this one. I would call this kind of like a, revenge thriller, action horror, kind of stuff like that. Some crazy over-the-top, bloody, crazy scenes. I said crazy a couple times there, but it's fitting. It's definitely fitting. Again, I thought this one was such a trippy, awesome revenge movie. Dig the heck out of it, and a really nice steelbook for it too. Next up is the Vestron Video Collector Series for the Wishmaster Collection 4-film set. The lead actor in here, Andrew Divoff. Andrew Divoff. He was only in the first two. After that, there's different actors for Wishmaster 3 and 4. But the first one I thought was awesome. Angus Scrimm doing the narration. You also have cameos from Robert Englund, Kane Hodder, and then Tony Todd too. So just to see all these horror icons in this movie. I think the Wishmaster, the first two, I really enjoy. The first one is by far the best. But I really like Andrew Divoff as the Djinn. And I feel like this deserved to be a better franchise than it was. But I definitely dig the heck out of the first two. The first one, to me, is a classic. An excellent slasher, amazing 90s horror movie right here. Let me know what your favorite 90s horror movie is. I'd have to say my favorite 90s horror movie would be Candyman. The Night of the Living Dead remake would be in there. Cube, Misery. There's a few great ones, but it's probably one of my least favorite decades for horror. Like 80s, 70s. Even the 2010s have some really amazing all-time classic horror movies. But this is definitely another really good 90s horror movie right here. And the Djinn is an awesome character, and really cool to see this get the restoration and love that it deserves. And the first Wishmaster film is directed by Robert Kurtzman, who's definitely known for like special effects and makeup. He's done work on so many great, amazing films. I think he did a great job directing here too with Wishmaster. And you also have Harry Manfredini doing the score here. He did the score for the original Friday the 13th and a bunch of other great films. So this one is just like jam-packed with the first one especially, with just like horror classic iconness, with Kurtzman doing all the effects and makeup and stuff like that. So many different films and just all of the different icons here, the slashers, actors in here, and then the score with Harry Manfredini. Just so amazing. And I always felt like it was underrated. I feel like it's getting more recognition now, some momentum. But when I was younger, I feel like nobody really knew about it. it just kind of blew my mind. I loved the character. I loved everybody involved with it. I feel like it's a horror fan's dream to see all of the combination of people involved with it. So there is the slipcover for it, and I'll go ahead and show you the interior. It has the swing tray. They could have done a little bit better on the disc artwork. It's the same on each one, but you know, it does say disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, you know. So there's that at least, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed the heck out of this one. I feel like everybody kind of knew, and if you're a horror fan, at least about the first one. I feel like some people didn't even realize it had sequels. We were talking about this, and but yeah, again, I think the first one is, if you're a big horror fan, you probably knew about it, but I still feel like it was always a bit underrated. So really nice to see Vestron Video Collector Series put this out. And I know recently they had a few more releases come out from them. So I'd like to see them continue and make more in the series. I feel like there was a long delay. And I feel like horror is driving the physical media market. Come on, put some more movies out on Vestron Video Collector Series. Horror fans want it. Come on, do it. Next up is AMC's Walking Dead, the complete 7th and 9th season. I've got to get season 8 apparently, but I stopped watching this, I guess on season 8, I think is the last one. So I need to watch season 9 and then season 10 too. I feel like I'm that invested if I'm 8 seasons in. I got to keep going. I just felt like it was too derivative. There was like a big shock and awe episode, and then there'd be like a couple filler episodes, and then they killed off like all the characters I really cared about. So I was like, why, you know, keep going with it? And then, you know, apparently even more characters have left since I stopped watching. But then Negan right there. I feel like that episode was the most violent death in, you know, TV history. I was definitely shocked by that. And I think, you know, the first few seasons were amazing to me, but then it kind of just the writing went downhill. It was too derivative. Like I said, there'd be this big shock and awe episode, and then just a few filler episodes, and then, you know, playing up on the drama elements. And again, I feel like it was more drama than the horror for a lot of it. And I thought initially it was a good mixture of the two of them. Yeah, let me know what your favorite season from The Walking Dead is, and who your favorite character in the whole series is. And I don't know, do you think it's gonna keep going? Like, how many more seasons do you think this has in it? I'm actually kind of surprised that it's still going. I feel like nobody talks about it anymore. It used to be one of those things, whenever it came on, like my Facebook would be flooded about people talking about it. Same thing with Game of Thrones. And then I feel like I haven't heard anybody talk about The Walking Dead in like 2 years. So I don't know. I feel like Fear the Walking Dead was better. I kind of stopped watching that too, but when I was watching a little bit of that, I felt like that was a better show and series. So these are both 5-disc sets right here on Blu-ray. And you know, I've heard Rick left the show, the character, but I keep hearing he's going to come back. It makes the most sense for him to come back, but there's barely nobody left from the beginning to now. And I definitely thought there'd be certain cast members would have made it to the end, so I'm kind of definitely surprised. I will say, you know, it takes guts to do what they did, but the fan outcry, like, you have to listen to the fans as well. I know sometimes, you know, the actor's personal life, or there may be, you know, other issues behind the scenes. Maybe they want more money, things like that. I don't know about all the behind the scenes stuff, but I think the biggest issue has been the writing. You know, it doesn't always have to ring true to the comic book characters, like Daryl. Like, he's probably the most popular character on here, and I don't believe he's actually in the comic book. So there you go, The Walking Dead. Let me know, do you think, how much longer do you think this show has? How many more seasons? Do you think it should still be on? Like, there's so many different shows that I'm like shocked. Like Supernatural, that's still on. I don't even know how many. It was like, I don't know how many seasons, but it seems like way too many seasons when so many other great shows have been canceled long before. Ash vs. the Evil Dead, how did that not get a longer series? That's crazy to me, but I digress. The Walking Dead. Let me know what you think, your favorite season, your favorite character from the show. Leave me those comments down below. And next up, beautiful edition of Re-Animator. Oh, Arrow Video, one of the best in the game out there for releasing Blu-rays. You know, just the standard Blu-rays, awesome. But then their box sets, amazing. And this is a H.P. Lovecraft adaptation, Stuart Gordon Re-Animator. Let me know what your favorite H.P. Lovecraft adaptation movie is, and your favorite Stuart Gordon movie too. For me, it's From Beyond. Re-Animator is a close second though. This is a 2-disc limited edition right here. You've got the unrated version, you've got the integral version, and which is a limited edition exclusive. And then you also have a comic book, which is a limited edition exclusive as well. A really nice hard outer slipcase, slides right out. And sometimes they'll put some little artwork in there, and it's not the case there, but here's the artwork for the comic book, which has, you know, the green pages, which I think looks cool. Really nice, thick comic. And I don't know, I just think that looks awesome. Herbert West. And yeah, I don't know, I think that's really awesome. I definitely dig the artwork there. I used to have the old DVD with the highlighter syringe, which I dig that. So many cool different special editions for DVD. I feel like Blu-ray has some great sets, but they still have a while to catch up to all the awesomeness that DVD had for, you know, special collector's editions. You look at the Nightmare on Elm Street collection, and even the Leprechaun collection on DVD, compare it to the Blu-rays. Pales in comparison. I feel like somebody like Scream Factory, Arrow Video needs to pick the rights up somehow, work it out, and give us a proper box set for both of those. And you know, there's so many other different ones I'd love to see get sets like that too. Wrong Turn, I feel like after the second one, it kind of just goes downhill, so I'm not sure, but maybe, you know, a box set for that would be kind of cool. But let me know what other ones you'd like to see get a box set for, like a complete series and franchise. And there's the interior, and you've got some different art cards and stuff in here too. And you get another booklet. So great mixture of horror and comedy in here too. I definitely dig it. Some great blood and gore. But yeah, you know, I feel like a lot of these sets are just so amazing that we're getting. I feel like we're almost getting like spoiled. Sometimes I'll hear people complain about certain little things, like with the new Friday the 13th set. I'm just like, come on, why are you like, you got to be so thankful we're getting sets like that. And then, you know, there's 3 minor issues on that set, and it was like a second each. You wouldn't have even noticed if you didn't hear people talking about it. I feel like that's usually the case. And they've already announced the disc replacement, so, you know, program. So I don't know. It's such a beautiful, amazing set. It's like right in front of me, by the way. And, you know, the deluxe edition, the artwork, the new transfers, new special features, getting that. It's the definitive collection now for Friday the 13th. It's amazing. And, you know, like I said, the Vestron Video Collector series, I'm so glad that they're releasing too. They just released Shivers and Little Monsters after a long delay, so I'd like to see them continue to release. I feel like we were kind of getting spoiled with that. We're getting them continuously. There was a little gap, and then we got a few more, and then there was like a long delay. So definitely like to see more from that. And Arrow Video, amazing with their box sets, all their releases, but especially their box sets, souped on them. Next up is another amazing Arrow Video box set. This actually has 4 films. It says right here on the front, the Ringu Collection. This is the original Japanese films, but you have the first Ringu movie, and then you've got Ringu 2, and then Ringu 0, which was like a kind of like the prequel origin story. And then you have the Lost original sequel, which was called Spiral. So that's pretty awesome. And you finally get them in high definition too. So, you know, it's crazy to think in 1998. And I remember watching the Ring remake, American remake, in the theaters. I say it was like 2001, 2002 that came out. And to me, I love the American remake. I might prefer a little bit more than Ringu, in fact. It just kind of blew me away. I watched the remake first, so maybe that also played a part into it. But there's the outer slipcase. They were doing such, again, I can't even, thank you so much, Arrow Video, for existing. You blew my mind way back when you had like the, you see it right there on the top, the window box editions. Thankfully, some of them are region free, so I still have a bunch of those in my collection. But you got the booklets, and I appreciate when, you know, movies like that have a booklet. If you're a fan of the film, behind the scenes information and photos, I definitely dig that. All the special features, the transfers, the packaging. Arrow Video is just, I can't sing their praises enough. And just as a physical media fan, you have to love it. But there we go. There's the artwork, which they all have reversible artwork as well. So I definitely dig that. I like how the newly commissioned artwork is all kind of like a uniform and fitting. So there's Ringu 0, Ringu 2, and then Ringu. And I'll go ahead and show you the reversible artwork right there too. So yeah, again, let me know who your favorite Blu-ray company out there, or studio is releasing movies today. You know, Scream Factory, especially for horror, and Arrow Video are like two of the top ones in the game. You've got Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, Synapse. I feel like Synapse hasn't really released anything in a while, besides like Suspiria and Suspiria. Blue Underground kind of doing the same thing. They're releasing the same movies over and over again. You know, new transfer, new 4K transfer, 2K transfer. Oh, by the way, here's the actual 4K release for it. So, I don't know. Scream Factory is releasing a lot of things that are coming up in 4K. They've made a bunch of announcements. And, you know, I'll probably check it out for some of them. I don't know. I feel like some of the Blu-rays look so amazing. Like, you know, for the Aliens, I was really impressed with that. So I'm going to wait till the reviews for some of the things. But, again, some of them are definitely, you know, first day purchases for me. Prince of Darkness will probably be, again, I'm a big Carpenter fan. So, yeah. Let me know what your favorite company out there is releasing for horror, especially for Blu-rays. Next up is House, 2 stories. I've only seen the first 2. So, second one has Cliff Clavin, John Ratzenberg, and the first one has Norm in here, which I think is actually pretty awesome, kind of like a Cheers, George Wendt combination right there. And the first one, though, has like a bunch of classic, great 80s actors in here, which I think is really cool. I'll go ahead and show you the outer slipcase. But you have Bull from Night Court, Richard Mall, and I'm trying to remember William Katt, who's in Greatest American Hero. And I remember actually having a interview with him on the phone to promote a movie, and I feel like everybody usually goes through like a kind of like a third-party PR company. They have like some kind of like, you know, fake number that you'll use for that one time. But he called me up actually on his direct cell phone number, and I'm talking to him like while he's driving, and he comes home and he has his dog out there. I was just like, oh, you're just calling me directly from your cell number like that. I thought it was pretty funny. It's the only time that's ever happened. But he was a great person to talk to. Really nice, really funny, and genuine, and took his time with me too. Like a lot of times for the interviews, they kind of do the same questions over and over. They want to get it, you know, kind of done with, and sometimes they're a little short. I get it, you know, you're doing the promo work for it, you're going through the same questions, but I really appreciate that he took his time, and it was a really fun interview. But I digress. William Katt was awesome in House, and I just thought this was a really fun 80s horror movie. Some great scenes in here, and again, I love the cast. That's the main thing that really stood out for me. Big Ben, Richard Mall Bull from Night Courts, and then, you know, again, William Katt, George Wendt. Some classics right there for TV. Cheers is one of my all-time favorite shows. I remember watching it all the time as a kid. It's probably like my 3rd favorite show of all time. Let me know what your favorite TV show of all time is. For me, it's The Wonder Years, then the original Twilight Zone, and then Cheers, and then it would be like X-Files. But yeah, a really fun time, a great box set. I know Arrow Video UK has the complete collection, the 4 films. I've heard the other 2 weren't as good. I haven't seen them yet, but yeah, the Aztec skull right here. I love the artwork. And then the book in here, freaking amazing. This hardcover book, look at that. So amazing. The artwork choices in here, all the behind the scenes information. That shot is awesome too. But I always remember like the classic poster artwork for this was just so iconic. And to me, this is like one of the nicest books I've seen in like a Blu-ray box set. But let me go ahead and show you you've got the newly commissioned artwork, and then they talk about the restorations, and there you go. There's that classic artwork. Love that, but I do love the newly commissioned artwork too. I think they did an amazing job with that. Sometimes I'm like a little bit picky when it comes to the newly commissioned artwork, and I'll prefer the classic artwork, but this to me is so amazing. I do love the classic artwork too, but they're gonna go a different route, but I'm glad they went that route on the front. But I dig the heck out of that. And then I think that looks awesome too. I like when they're uniform too for like a set. Sometimes they'll have different, it doesn't feel like it's in sync, but it works for these ones. And the Ringu set as well. But I am gonna Be rewatching the second one coming up because it's been a while now. And the first one I rewatched, I want to say maybe about like a year ago now. But maybe I'll do both back to back. A year has been a fair enough time. And I feel like to have both of them back to back. But yeah, I like the Cheers connection between Cliff Clavin and then Norm in both of these movies. So I dig that. It's always something that drew my mind to it, but a lot of fun with these movies. I like the effects in here a lot. Definitely something I enjoyed big time here, but a ton of special features in here as well. So I'm definitely happy about that. And beautiful outer slip box, and again, amazing box sets right here. Just blowing my mind, Arrow Video. Thank you so much for existing and making this horror fans dreams right here. Physical media, if you're a horror fan, what a great time. It's so many beautiful editions coming out, and there's no reason to complain. I've been waiting years for this Friday the 13th box set. It was a major letdown. Get out of here. Enjoy all your disc errors. Those are some of the comments I've received recently talking about the Friday the 13th set. It's like, get out of here with this nonsense. We've all been waiting for the set. The issues are so minuscule. There's nothing to complain about. They've already announced the disc replacement and program, and I feel like a lot of people would never have noticed these 1 second little issues if it wasn't for everybody else talking about it. I feel like it's so minute. It's so minuscule. Enjoy all the disc errors. Get out of here. Fools. Oh, the set is so friggin' mind-blowingly amazing. But there you go. Those are the 9 horror Blu-ray pickups and a 4K one as well. Let me know if you've seen any of them and what you think of them, and let me know which one is your favorite as well from this pickup. And I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.